Hello and welcome, Echoes. Yes, we do have working sound. I am Evie the Disaster Gem. My pronouns are she, there, any, and this is a Cipher system game. I have the script right in front of me. I don't know why it's not working for me this week, but yes. So this is Empyrean Wilds, a Cipher system game. Let's go ahead and go around introducing ourselves. Maybe I will be less tongue-tied when we're done. We will start with Amanda today.
Oh, hello everyone. My name is Amanda, aka Panda Cabra. I use she, her pronouns, and I will be playing Varen Lek, the weird adept who dances with dark matter and siphons power. Also using she, her pronouns. I will hand it off to Matt.
Thank you. My name is Matt, he, him. I'm playing Fang Wu, he, they, the risk taking warrior who sometimes walks through walls and is, a fan of breaking and entering, apparently. And I will pass it over to Alina.
That's me. I am Alina. My pronouns are they, them. And I will be playing Kale, who's also they, them. They are a empathic explorer who helps their friends and has the soul of a dragon. Let's pass it up to Joel.
Hello, I am Joel. I use any pronouns. I will be playing Bob Misforge, who doesn't use any pronouns. She's a she, her, who is an appealing speaker that arrested from the depths and shepherd spirits. I'm happy to be here. Evie, go.
Sorry, I also have a little bit of a cough. I apologize in advance. Yeah, so we've all had a week, so today's going to be a little punchy probably. But Empyrean Wilds runs every other week as our schedules allow. Summer convention season might initiate either some jumping or whatever, but we'll announce that as it comes through. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you are watching on YouTube, or follow if you're watching on Twitch, so that you can be notified when this or any of our other games happen to go live. Any schedule change announcements will first be seen at our Discord, which is linked in the description and or the chat. We do multi-stream, so we are streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. So if you have not whatever buttons click, etc., it's gonna be one of those days. We also have our new campaign starting very soon. I'm getting the specific date for it. And I'm in the wrong chat.
Honestly, sometimes punchy games can be best.
Yeah.
We've had some very good games where all of us were extremely punchy.
Yeah. Okay, so our new game, Aether Engines, will actually be premiering on Friday, June 5th. So we are very excited that we have the new game coming up with some new players. It will be running on opposite Fridays from our Fairy Tale campaign. So definitely keep an eye out for that as we get everything announced, set up, and go live with it. But beyond that, you will also notice, especially if you are on Twitch, I think I have the command correct. There we go. It's donate. We are raising funds for World Central Kitchen. World Central Kitchen helps to provide food and supplies to various people in need the world over. In specific, we are raising money for their fundraiser, Chefs for Gaza. So if you can donate, if you can't, spread the word. Any little bit helps. The world is on fire. Do what you can for the people that you can. But with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and roll into focusing on today's session. We at the Archives would like to remind you that this is an adult-rated game, with depictions of violence and gore, possible mentions of loss or trauma, and or similar content. We do our best not to cross each other's lines, but for those watching, you have been warned. Last time, after having left the hometown of Varen after the difficult fight against Luis Figu and the unfortunate loss of Varen's father, the group took their leave and traveled along the road off towards some vague destination that had been pointed out on a map to them to find a collector of artifacts that might have pieces to the artifact puzzle that Bal has acquired. This should theoretically be able to help them in whatever task or adventure they are on in regards to the forest beyond the mountains. And while traveling, they saw a variety of signs of that forest's influence having spread further and further along with some potentially dangerous plant growths, and have kind of veered off the road on a single little path that is just wide enough for a wagon or cart, that is fairly well maintained, that they believed, for a while at least, to potentially be the home of the grandmother. It was, however, not the home of the grandmother. It was actually the location of Tepalpilco, the artifact collector that they had been seeking out because they had gotten there just a little sooner than they had really realized, making a not so great impression of attempting to just kind of enter as if welcome, thinking that it was the grandmother's residence. They have managed to at least bargain for some bit of leeway and a viewing of the artifact collection in potential intent to trade with something that they have. So as we roll in, the group has just entered the residence of Mr. Pilko, and it is kind of more like a more lavish version of what you had seen with Varen's home. It has that same recessed sitting area for what would kind of be a main living and social room or space in the house, with an offset area that is probably the entryway to a fairly large kitchen. The walls are all either sculpted or carved relief of various scenes that aren't easy to recognize. On initial glance, you would need to make a roll on that. The ceiling itself is a tile mosaic that is probably just as fine as any of the higher value buildings in Polyarna proper. The posts that help to support the building are intricately carved from very, very old dark wood. And as he leads you along with his guards in tow, do you have any questions or anything that you're curious about before you get to where you are going?
Is it all of us?
Yeah, all of you are going in. You were requested to leave your weapons behind and or give them to the guards.
Yes.
I believe that your sword is in the cart because you didn't want anyone else handling it.
Yeah. That's gonna be a fun time. You said there was people on the walls, like paintings?
Reliefs. So it's
Reliefs.
three dimension instead of painting.
Oh,
Yeah, like carvings.
I wanna find out who these people are. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
So please go
have a look.
ahead and make a history roll if you can.
Can I give you an advantage on that? Because or not advantage, but an advice
Asset?
from a friend.
Are you are not rolling for yourself, you're having Bal roll? Okay.
Yep, you get a free asset.
Okay, so an asset to
I
Bal.
rolled 14.
All right. So with
I'll-
that
I'll-
asset, it looks vaguely familiar. Some of it seems to mostly be either like depictions of discoveries and depictions of events. Because you are not a historical scholar, you don't recognize most of them. What you do seem to find familiar about them is it's done in the same style and seemingly from the same material as the wall of reliefs that was in the study chamber of the former primary of Eisenbridge.
Right.
As we walk past, I'm gonna casually wave at it to see if there's any magic shit with it. Just kind of.
Oh yeah, we know he has the panels that were in that same mage's study on his gate. So seems similar.
Are you actually touching the walls, or are you just kind of waving past them to see if there's any motion activation?
I feel like if we were in less shaky ground, I would probably dare to touch it, but I'll wave at it instead.
Can I
I
get
don't want to get us kicked out.
can I get a mod on that?
Oh,
Thank you. Bot and chat, sorry. But yeah, so you don't want to get us kicked out, so you're not actually trying to
touch something.
Touch it,
in the
okay.
what is clearly the collection.
Okay. In that case, nothing seems to open up. But generally speaking, it's just, it seems like probably, like looking at them a little closer as you walk along, most likely they were at a different location and he transported them to his house to put on his own walls.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's kind of what he does.
It's
Yeah.
kind of what he does, yeah.
yeah. But yes, so generally speaking, you don't see any specific flat panel spots for door activation, but without touching any of the more blatant areas of the walls, you wouldn't be able to easily find a hidden one.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. But yeah, he just walks super casually, occasionally glancing over his shoulder to make sure that you guys aren't really messing with anything. The guards taking up the rear to make sure that you also don't wander off. But it is kind of a long, broad hallway, and there are some very obvious doors that he does pass. Probably to just rooms that are not the primary collection. But once you get to the end, there is an almost crystal clear, possibly glass door that has another one of those activation panels on the wall next to it that he brushes against, which opens on its own, very similarly to the rooms that you had seen in the underground back in Eisenbridge. And you have come to what is probably a room that is half again as large as the living area was.
Oh wow.
It is broad and long and has displays more than like the study tables of a scientist. This is much more like a museum than a research center.
Right.
As you walk in, lights flicker above in the same fashion that you had seen in some of the older areas of Icenbridge as well. And he smiles almost proudly. These just started working 2 months ago.
Very
That's-
impressive. That's rapid. Quite impressive, aren't they?
Yes, it's really quite astonishing. How did the door open like that?
Oh, this is. I have acquired various mechanisms, we shall call them, of some of the older digs and finds that have been made throughout the entirety of the Heptarchy. Hi, Foos! Shout out for Fuzka in chat. Fuzka! But yes, so several of the ruins had a variety of interesting methods for housing and windows, etc., that due to the general ruinness, I suppose you could call it, the general lack of structure for the majority of these other sites, we have scavenged them for the home itself.
Well, it's very impressive, and a very elegantly appointed home.
Oh yes, quite proud of it. It's getting updates every day, almost. Well, not every day, but you know what I mean. So, you wished to see if parts of the collection or pieces might fit what you have been seeking. Do you have any curiosities about any of the displayed items? These are the ones that are in the best condition. Anything else has been dismantled for safety.
I want to look for 3 different things.
Okay.
1, a blanket that may or may not inform me if this is where our lost bunch of items ended up at.
Okay.
2, those plant teleporters that we have encountered before.
Yep.
And 3, whether there is one of those balls of information that have like a person in them.
Okay. So, go ahead and make a roll while I explain to anyone who happens to be watching and or the players that were not here for last first
Natural
season.
1.
Natural 1. Okay. You don't see any of that.
You walk right past it.
But for Fong and Varen, in the deep underground of Icenbridge in campaign 1 of this story, they encountered the study of the last primary, in other words, the last high mage of Icenbridge, who had imprinted a kind of copy of his personality and memories on a glowing ball of light that functioned as kind of like an AI assistant across all of his studies in the city that had definite attitude problems, we shall call it, but was also very knowledgeable. You do not find a large faceted table with a glowing ball of light anywhere in the room.
Oh, bummer.
Even with a natural 1, that would be fairly obvious to see. You are also probably preoccupied looking at a couple of the objects nearby and don't notice if any of the other items are on display. Primarily because there is a pile of fabric in one of the display cases that you initially think might be the blanket, but is not. It is multicolored because it is folded in like a display fashion.
That's good to know.
I think Kale is keeping an eye out for anything relating to the dragons, obviously, but also for anything from the floating island, because
Okay.
they saw the one artifact from that before.
Okay. Please go ahead and make a roll. Are
All right.
either of the other of you two looking for anything specific or just being curious about things?
I just have a general curiosity of things. There's nothing in particular.
Okay.
But keep in mind that while you are in my presence, you always roll as if you were trained in perception.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have not trained in
trained-
perception, but you guys are because
Yeah.
of me.
I'm putting 2
Cool.
effort on this. Down 3 steps.
Okay.
And I rolled a 16.
You see off in kind of like the back corner something that gleams with copper.
Ooh.
But
I
you would have to
will-
like walk across the room to find it.
Yeah, I'm going to mentally mark it and then find a point when we are nearish to go and peruse.
Okay. And Fong and Varen, are you just kind of looking around? Are you saying anything? Are you looking for anything?
I'm not looking for anything in particular. I feel like at this point I am just wrangling Bobby Joe, making sure he doesn't eat any of the artifacts.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Fong?
Fong would like to be very casually saying like, wow, Bobby Joe is such a well-behaved Karuscapede. You know, it would be an honor to take care of such a wonderful, rare being.
So go ahead and just kind of give me a social interaction roll
Okay.
to see if this guy even notices you saying anything, since he had mostly been dealing with Bal prior to you guys coming
Yeah.
in.
Awesome. I would like to. I don't remember if I've used Baal's asset yet,
Okay.
but if I haven't, I would like to use it.
No one has used it this day.
I would like to use Baal's asset.
Okay, go
I
ahead and make a roll.
I'm actually using the way that the attack section, since I don't have a lot of those,
Mhm.
Okay.
to keep it all very pretty and organized. And
Okay.
Sick.
Nice.
that way I don't have to
Nice.
guess.
All right. I got a 3.
No.
Is it a lucky 3?
No.
Yeah, what are your lucky and unlucky numbers for the day?
Lucky is 9. Lucky is 9. Unlucky is 10.
Okay. All right. So he doesn't seem to really even notice that you're saying anything. He does occasionally glance at Bobby Joe, though it's the same type of glance of someone who, like, someone they don't know brought in their small, poorly behaving chihuahua, and that chihuahua is kind of expected to wreak havoc, so he's just waiting for that to happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
I don't
same.
know
would do that.
anything about that.
What's more dangerous, a poisonous bug or a chihuahua? I think my
It
money's
depends on the chihuahua.
Yeah.
Look, Chihuahuas are up there as one of my favorite type of dogs.
Oh,
It depends on the Chihuahua.
yeah, depends on the chihuahua. But yeah, so generally what you would see as you are passing the first several displays would be that one display, and it is, again, very museum-like in the display, with what seems to be folded cloth or clothing that is fanned out to show the different colors of it. You would see a display that seems to have bits of jewelry inside, none of which seem to resemble the Sky Kingdom jewelry that you had seen before. That was the motivator of the loss of Kinder. You would see what seems to be a large pair of gauntlets with like 3 massive claws coming out of each hand of them. A pair of what seems to be wood-framed sunglasses. Various bits and bobs of what seem to be like pristine pieces of artifacts. And as you're getting further towards the center of the room, you would also see on a kind of display pedestal a sculpture of a dark figure in sparkling black stone with wings.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Getting further along, you see a box, wood and black metal, about a foot long and a half foot tall, or a half foot wide, maybe 3 inches tall, that is on another display pedestal. Another bundle of seemingly short, round tubes and hoses, fastened together in a way that not easy to discern without picking it up and inspecting it. As you get further into the room, more of those pristine artifact pieces that have been cleaned and put on display. And then in that back corner, as you get closer to it, you see what seems to be a copper dragon statue.
Okay. Yeah, I think Kale actually stops walking at that point and just like is shook at just shook by it.
Yeah. So there are a number of things that could theoretically be the pieces to the puzzle among the various pristinely cleaned artifact bits. But unfortunately, Belle did roll a nat 1 on her inspection of the room, so none of them are pinging as like, that is the piece, as you go looking around.
Let's try to get this guy talking. I think Kale, after they recover from the shock of seeing one of the copper dragon statues, was going to be like, there's some very interesting pieces in here. Where did you find this one? And point to just something that's not the copper dragon nearby.
Take your pick on anything that I might have mentioned.
Let's do the statue with the wings.
The statue with the wings. The statue of Alea. This was found, I believe, somewhere in, trying to remember all of the different names. Where's my map? Give me my map. I'm in the wrong chat again. Always in the wrong damn chat. Images, there we go. Pins. This one was found on the border of Carthok and Venia. Close to Icenbridge, but not quite within its borders. It's nearer the unclaimed territories.
I'm not sure that I've seen a depiction of the deity of passing and rebirth before. Is this a normal way that they're often shown?
Generally, they're as a relief on the wall or a painting It is not. Alear's not one that most have an altar to, so physical depictions are rare, which is
Yes.
why it stood out to me. It is quite to the find, and he smiles proudly.
It's in remarkable condition. Was it located outdoors or in some sort of covered shrine? There seems to be very little weathering.
Oh, it was in a casement that had a somewhat staticky, I suppose you could call it, like the zap of not quite lightning on the wall around it. But we did manage to get that deactivated, and it was fairly well preserved within it, as you can see here. I do believe that this particular location had been some sort of external research facility and or home or study of someone. We're not quite sure who. There weren't any writings really, but that's actually where several of my wall displays in the hallway came from. And,
Really? They were beautiful.
yes,
I was
yes.
ashamed we didn't have time to stop and examine them more fully.
Oh yes, I believe that I've discovered the origins of at least one of them, or at least the story of one of them. Something having to do with the fall of some great prophet that had been seen.
Prophet.
Yes, it's common in history. Prophets,
Yes.
they'll find their own followings.
Interesting.
This one over here, I actually found locally among the I wouldn't really call it ruins, but there was a stash that we believe to be the hoard of some sort of either grave digger or like artifact hunter that had a completely random assortment of things. Most of them had been completely trashed, hidden away in a cave, actually. And he points to the wooden and metal box.
Oh,
I would not suggest opening it, but so long as it
Have
stays
you
unfortunately, well, I witnessed it being opened. That was quite a day. But so long as it stays closed, it is very, very fine, which is one of the reasons why it's in a locked case.
can I ask what it did? I would be uncomfortable having something so dangerous in my house.
Shadows emerged from it and attempted to kill the person that opened the box.
That does seem a very effective defense mechanism.
Yes, considering that I've never seen a living shadow before, but the research fellow that was with me, that had opened it, began screaming, and it attempted to strangle him. And we closed the box, and it continued to attempt to strangle him. It did eventually calm down and just kind of followed him around for a while, but then it disappeared. And we just haven't opened it back up. But this was
That
found,
seems wise.
there are a variety of collectors. I am just intelligent enough to keep it contained.
Baron finally speaks up. She said, I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch where you said you found this box."
Oh, it was found in Pollyanna, probably in one of the caves towards the towards the mountains. Maybe 2 days northwest of here.
That's quite fascinating. You didn't happen to notice anything like kind of kind of strange about the flora or fauna around this cave or anything? Like,
Oh,
say, weird growths or like the soil was like, I don't know, like corrupted or something.
oh, that was a good year and a half, 2 years ago. So, yes, 2 years ago. Um, I don't believe so. I would be able to look at my notes, but nothing that is striking me from memory. I would not say that I'm a horticulturist or botanist, so that is something to keep in mind.
All right. So you said that was about like 2 days north of here, you said?
About northwest, in a cave.
Northwest.
This was what seemed to be the cache of some sort of treasure hunter that had stashed it there, so it wasn't really ruins.
Um, when you mentioned treasure hunter, did you happen to find any journals or anything like of the hunter themselves?
Um, I believe so. They weren't more than diaries, so they weren't of much interest to me. I didn't keep them. I believe one of the other research fellows took it.
Brilliant.
It's probably not anyone that you would like to emulate. A good half of the devices seemed to be either trash or trashed by their storage methods.
Right. Now, in the interest of honesty, I believe I may know the individual.
Interesting. Someone you associate with regularly, treasure hunters? Though that
Um,
would make sense with the collection you seem to keep.
I'm sort of. It's a complicated story.
Hmm.
I wasn't always on the right and narrow path.
Oh. Well, if they decide to partake in the selling of the treasure that they have found, you can communicate that to them, that I am generally open to it.
Yeah. Let's hope that as far as our trades go, they are alive.
That is something to keep in mind. Ruins and treasure does tend to attract danger.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
All of these, you mentioned that the box is dangerous. Are all of them magical in some function?
they seem to be, or at least their keeping when they were discovered seemed to indicate that they were special in some fashion, which is why they have been kept and maintained and properly cleaned and displayed here. I've gone through some of them to discover what they are, but I am unfortunately restricted in the time in which I can do so to when my daughter is not in the house.
Ah, right. Well, you've given us a good deal of information after we've somewhat unfortunately come on to your premises. But we have been traveling for a very long time, and we all have our own unique areas of expertise. So if there's anything that we could help you with in order to repay you for this kindness, I myself am well versed in the botany of this newly awakened world.
Well, that is lovely to know. My understanding with your friend here, and he gestures at Bal, was that you are looking for specific pieces and or items, and if they were among my collection, that there could possibly be a trade, and or
Yes.
we could speak about a ongoing commissioning basis for
Right, right.
other items.
We're also just rather curious about your collection, obviously. We've seen a lot of strange things out in the world, and someone who has cataloged them so efficiently is a little bit better than coming across them half buried in dirt and wondering what they might do, or if they might take one's head off.
True. I don't believe any of the items in here will attempt to take your head off other than the shadows.
You never know.
Uh, I've found that a lot of the artifacts that we've come across seem to tend to be tools rather than objectively good or evil. It's not a-
Precisely.
So I apologize. Corey has a bit of a deep breathing going on.
Yeah.
It's the shark lungs. They make it just extra
He needs to
deep.
wet his gills.
Yep.
No, just
And what is this one? And I will, as casually as possible, try to turn towards the dragon statue.
oh, mostly I believe that to be part of one of the older, I would say, societies or something. There aren't a great many histories written on them, but this was found in the borders of Canagal, I believe.
Canagal.
Yes. The
Yeah.
borders of Canada.
The borders of Canada,
Yeah,
obviously.
the borders of Canagal.
Connect.
I picked this up as part of a trade, so I was not at any of the digs or sites that it might have been found at. But yes, somewhere in the borders of Canagal, on the outskirts of where the swamps turn into more of forestry.
Well, the carving's like nothing I've seen before. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yes, it almost looks alive sometimes. Fascinating.
Interesting.
I'm just gonna casually get close to the statue.
Mm-hmm.
With my spirit mumbo jumbo, am I able to get a whiff of nature spirit on this thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely one of the nature dragons, or at least one of the phases of nature dragon.
Sort of like a Pico type of situation.
Yeah, because if I think Kale explained it to you at some
Yeah,
point,
I think so. I would have
that
absolutely.
the dragons move in three phases of life, or technically four, but
Yeah.
the guardian, the guide, and the and death, as well as just living. So this is, as far as you can tell, a dragon that is currently in guide form that has not found its guardian.
Still asleep.
Yeah.
But being stuck in somebody's artifact storage is not the best place to be found.
This is sometimes the danger of being a very pretty object.
Hale just looks at you, Ball, and it's like trying to communicate something with their eyes, but without this guy finding out.
Would you like to make some rolls?
Yeah.
You said you got it as part of a trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna make a mental note
Okay.
of that information before I'm gonna Kale has attention on this. I'm going to go look at the things that I presume are going to be Ace's artifacts.
Okay. So you're looking specifically at, I'm guessing from the implication, the shadow box and what else?
The other, I don't know exactly how many items there are. Probably the ones that aren't broken.
Okay, so there are There's nothing that is obviously broken in the room, but there are pieces, like sort of like if you went to a museum on technology and you saw like motherboards
motherboard.
or something like that.
Oh,
So you're
yeah,
seeing parts of what seem to be artifacts that are meticulously
yeah.
cleaned and maintained, but don't actually have the whole bit together.
I'll look at those then.
Okay. I will let you make another roll to inspect them, though it is hindered by one because it is a secondary attempt.
Like, yo, I want to put 3 levels of effort into this bitch.
Okay. Do you have anything else that would be able to assist you?
No.
Okay.
No, it's a 14 on the dice.
Okay.
I feel like that's pretty good.
Yeah. Are you taking out your puzzle box to see if anything would fit into it, or are you just trying to work off of your own memory?
I feel like I've tried to be honest and forthright with this individual,
You have.
and so I'm going to you. This is on the one hand, it's part of me showing him that I'm honest, but on the other, I want to see what his reaction would be. So I do pull out the artifact. Uh, I'm not gonna slot anything in.
Okay. You would have to open the cases to be able to do so, so
Okay, yeah.
that tracks.
Even if it was accessible, I wouldn't slot anything in because I don't want to put unnecessary lives in danger. Specifically, his daughter. Everybody else can go fuck themselves. I don't care. Little girls, little children, not
Yeah.
really for them. I'll make an exception. Um, so I'll pull it out and sort of start approximating if any of this fits into my. If any of that goes into this.
Okay. As you take it out, he does look curiously because you've displayed at least one interesting artifact to him before. So he is watching you carefully to make sure that one, you don't activate anything, but two, you have brought out what seems to be a new artifact, and he is a very attentive collector. So his eyes are on that, and he's not making much of a like secret of it. But looking around, you inspecting them carefully, and somewhat aided by the slight adjustment of melody as you walk around, you do find 3 pieces that would probably fit in as puzzle pieces. Yeah.
I'm gonna make note of them.
Yeah. And remember, I believe that you have 5 pieces that you need to fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We got to do some trading.
Well, that also means that you've got 2 more to be able to find to complete the puzzle.
But it would appear that you do have some objects that might belong with this.
It's a fascinating item that you have. Would you mind me inspecting it?
I'm trying so hard right now.
It's okay. It's okay. We're all more amused than anything else.
I make to give it to him, and then I stop, and then I have a thought, and I go, I actually would be interested in knowing whether you are willing to trade for information on top of artifacts. Because if that is the case, then I've got quite a lot of information to trade.
Information is a tricky subject. Simply because certain information may move me, certain information may already be known, and certain information may be of no real value. Interest, perhaps, but no real value to me personally. So it would really depend on if the information that you offer I consider to be of value for trade, as obviously these things aren't exactly easily replaceable.
Would it be alright if I had a small huddle with my team then for a second?
Go. I would prefer it happen at the front of the room, where you are not
Yes.
huddled around any of the items. I'm sure that you understand.
I understand. I just need to confer with my peers on what information we are willing to part with.
Off we go.
Shuffle, 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 shuffle,
Okay, shuffle, shuffle.
and go.
We sort of need that dragon.
I mean, it is literally the soul of one of my kind. It's trapped
Right.
in there.
I feel like
And somebody's, like the Guardian, who is its partner, is out there looking to
not
find it.
right. I feel like it's not going to really become like a person unless it is out and about looking for whoever it is that it's supposed to connect it to, right?
It also gets a little fuzzy because obviously, these artifacts are all over the place, and you're drawn to them when it's your time, I think. I'm not entirely clear on how sure it works, but should we let it stay here and hope someone finds it, or should we? Maybe we're supposed to find it and take it. Well, I don't know.
I'm gonna look at Fong and I'm gonna go. You don't feel particularly scaly, do you?
I mean, I haven't moisturized in a minute, but I don't think it's the same thing.
Right.
And no offense, but I really want to know what's in that box because
Well, that's another thing. Yeah,
I think-
Sounds
I
very
think-
similar to you.
I think
yes.
I think I can open it. I think whatever it is, I think I'm supposed to be the one to open it.
but also, I believe those might be Ace's items, which is another layer of complication.
Right.
Like Ace found them?
Yeah, Ace must have come through here as a treasure hunter, looking to go to where he is, and all may have died out. So I imagine those are probably his. It's not. I don't think
Still
we.
an issue we need to figure out.
Right. I'm looking at Kill specifically. Have a lot of information that could guarantee us at least one item. Problem is, that would sort of go against a friend.
What sort of information are you referring to?
We do know some of the location, or at least a little bit of information regarding the location of our certain magic archbishop, whatever the fuck he was, his
Ooh,
laboratories.
that's true. There's a lot of hidden information in there that's currently being sought by people we would rather not have it in their hands.
I don't believe this individual would turn to them. If he is the sort of person that I believe he is not the type to trust easily. I don't know if we can trust everybody though.
No, I don't think so. I also get the impression that he is not. He's more willing to trade an artifact for an artifact than information, no matter how good.
It's
So
true.
there may be some exchange required, and I don't have anything I'm willing to give up. Certainly not to him.
I could part with some of mine. I don't particularly want to.
He does seem willing to deal if we want. We've proven remarkably good at finding all sorts of interesting things.
He did offer me a
And
job. That was weird.
oh, did he? That is
Yeah.
strange.
I think it was. I don't remember exactly the phrasing of it. It was been a bit heavy. What was the phrasing for the job he offered me?
It was basically that he would give you something that would allow you to communicate with him and him to communicate with you. And when something came up that he needed you guys to do, he would contact
call us
you,
up.
or you could attempt to contact him if you found something that might be of his interest.
He
Interesting.
wants me to sort of work like a kind of information broker for him.
Oh, I mean that's not objectionable, I suppose.
Well, I feel like I've sort of gotten like I'm all up at work. I'm a politician, captain, adventurer, savior, whatever.
You could wear another hat,
Times
I
two.
suppose. What's one more?
Oh, these hats are getting heavy. um, that's another angle we could potentially add because if he only wants one person, but if we get four people to work for him, then that's more people.
Also,
Oh.
Varen, if you could help him find out what's in that box safely and probably not in this room, but you could.
I mean, yeah.
You feel
But
you could handle it.
I think I could. I mean, I'm probably his best chance of handling it.
He seems the sort who would like to know the mysteries of this object, but if it would endanger the object, he wouldn't be willing to risk opening it. He would rather that mystery go unsolved.
Exactly. But I think I could at least I can handle it the best out of just like a standard researcher. Plus I'd be willing to throw in Bobby Joe in the deal as well.
True. Fawn, you don't feel like a connection to any items so far? It's making sure that we keep we have a full list of what we want.
No, I mean, these look nice, but God, there's no hankerings here.
All right, none. You don't want like the wooden glasses or anything.
I mean, they look pretty rad, but
Oh.
I don't know. I've never worn them before, so.
Did you guys, while you were looking around, read any of the display plaques on them?
Nope.
No,
Okay, didn't think so.
Kale
I
probably
did
did.
not realize there were any.
At least on the dragon, Kale would have.
It is essentially a museum, so there are going to be display plaques. The dragon would have just been Copper Dragon.
Purpose unknown.
Yeah, because it is one of the devices that he doesn't know what it does.
Right.
He shouldn't.
While Kale was wandering around, was Kale reading any?
Yes, yeah.
The
Probably at least for the ones that they asked about, like the winged statue, maybe the box.
Yeah, the winged statue would have just been labeled as a figure of Alayar. Not statue,
Yeah.
figure of Alayar.
Interesting.
Oh, that's another thing. Oh God.
Yeah. Did you read the sunglasses?
Do you want me to do like a identifying or perception just to see how much I picked up on?
Yeah. Because
right.
you're the only one that was apparently reading any of the labels.
Yeah. I'm gonna spend some effort on this. Let's drop 2, and I am trained. But I only rolled a 7.
7.
So.
All right. So pick one item that you don't know what it is.
All right. There was 3 different ones that I didn't look at. The sunglasses, the pipes.
There was some gauntlets with large metal claws.
Right.
The
Yeah, the Wolverine
shadow
gauntlets.
box. Yeah, the shadow box. A display of jewelry. The sunglasses. The cloth or clothing that was displayed in like a strange folded fashion.
Right.
The figure, the tubes and hoses that were like bound together,
Yeah.
and then a variety of like pieces.
Let's look at them sunglasses.
The sunglasses are written as found in the shores of Islanus. Night vision.
Ooh.
Let's see, and then just a second.
Not super useful for me.
Night vision, and
somebody else.
then yeah, not night vision, short distance, not very far.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was determining the level of the artifact.
Right. So we definitely need to have further discussions, Tim, about trading. I think there seems to be quite a lot here that could be very useful for us.
While we're talking, I'm gonna take a moment and make my action recovery roll, so I have points to spend on on
Smart.
the fucking negotiations that are about to happen.
Yeah, speaker,
Great, that was one.
charge yourself up.
Jeez. If you want
Alright.
to take a 10-minute, you can be talking there for 10 minutes. But he
I
will
suppose I will
be,
be talking for like
yeah,
10 minutes.
yeah, but he will probably be a little impatient by the time you guys get done talking because he is just waiting for you.
I think I should be fine.
Okay.
Last chance. Anything else? Anybody? Everybody? We also have a bunch of materials and resources in the cart that are not as
We do also have some recipes to trade with. I don't know if he's particularly interested in potion making, but
that is also very another bit of information that we can leverage.
yes.
Okay, we break. Team us. Let's go.
Okay. So after discussing over by the doors, essentially, with the guards kind of just off far enough to where it's not easy to hear, you guys break your discussion, and how do you go about your approach?
I got this.
Oh, God.
Speaker gonna speak.
I'm a speaker.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to be honest with you. We have a couple of things that we are interested in trading. I'm going to start with the most important one, and then we can work our way down from there. There are three pieces of artifacts that fit into my particular piece of artifact. I want them.
Are you going to allow me to inspect your artifact to see if I perhaps agree, or I'm just curious about it, honestly. So while you're talking with him, he is looking over this very carefully and does take a couple of things out of his pockets eventually to start like cleaning off little bits here and there because it had been, under the water for a long time.
Yeah. I feel like this is sort of going to be the easiest sell for the trade, mostly because of the fact that these are not really artifacts; they are more components. Is there a particular thing that you're interested in that you might be?
Well, what exactly do you believe that this does? What is the purpose of it? It's remarkably well maintained for the amount of water damage you would expect from the discoloration here and here.
I have reason to believe that it is a lock.
a lock for a door.
Or
They do have a
I-
variety of locks for doors.
an arcane nature of an arcane nature. I suspect that bringing this particular object together is going to assist us in keeping the monstrosities out of our realm of reality.
Make a roll to see if he believes you.
I have pleasant social interactions.
Yes, please.
I also will put a 3 level of effort on this. 18.
18. Very nice. Very, very nice. So he goes, well, you had made claim, like the zealots, of attempting to stave off some sort of doom from across the forest, which my brother has also admittedly fallen for. If they fit, you owe me a favor.
Deal.
I
On one condition.
Hmm?
I owe you a favor. Not them.
Oh, that's not as fun. But we've got a deal.
As I said, we all have our own specializations.
Yes. Well, I believe I recognize at least one section that would fit with one of these. What are the others that you believe might be fitting with this?
I point them out. Those
And
two.
he walks you over to them, still holding your artifact, and goes into, like, underneath all of his clothing to take out a key that he begins unlocking underneath the display where the key holes were not obviously seen. A series of locks on the first display before it finally unlatches, and he goes, one of my hands seems to be full. Would you care to lift it for me?
I'll take them.
All right. As you lift off the glass casing, he takes the piece from its display, and he has to twist it strangely to unlatch it from what had been holding it down, before carefully fitting the first piece in. And
I
it
am
fits
going
perfectly.
to stop him before he does that.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I would be careful if I were you. I have no guarantee that nothing is going to happen if they are fitted in. Last time I witnessed somebody inserting an object into a component to an artifact of this nature, it created a far-reaching arcane effect. And from what I understand, you would not want such an effect to potentially affect the little one. Yes?
So that does lead us to a dilemma, as the deal only stands if they fit. What do
Perhaps
you
somewhere
propose?
else, outdoors.
Yeah, or do you have like one of them like secure basement bunker laboratories? You wouldn't have to have anything like that, would you?
I would not perceive that a collector to part or take his potential praised artifacts into the wilderness. Would it be all right if we kept this particular transaction on hold until the little one could be sent perhaps on a visit to a family member or along to a safer location than here?
I suppose we shall. And he twists it back into place and hands you back your artifact before setting the case back in place and relocking it.
Yeah. The next one is of more sentimental value. I grew up being a fan of dragons. I would like to trade you, and I pull out. Actually, I don't. I think. I think I don't have it in my. Oh no, there is. I pull out the belt box.
Okay.
Ooh.
Because you are blatantly lying,
Yes,
please
I
make a
am.
deception roll.
With pleasure. I am specialized in deception,
Yes.
and I will put an additional level of effort onto this.
Okay.
I'm going to use my cipher to reroll that. Thank you very much.
Okay.
That was a lower number than before. I rolled a 3.
That's super lying. I love it.
I
Plus
see.
3 tier. So it would be technically, what, 12 in a way?
So, Kale, you keep
Yep.
Pico just hanging from your belt, right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
So this NPC that is also specialized in deception,
Yeah.
or seeing through deception rather,
Definitely
because
noticed
wait.
it, probably.
yeah,
Technically, this is also pleasant social interaction so far.
lying and deception is not considered a pleasant social interaction. That's
Well, he
why I
doesn't
had you roll
know
for
it
deception.
yet.
He is also specialized in seeing through deception because
That seems.
that is what he does.
Yes.
And like
He is going-
identifying artifacts.
He doesn't say anything in response to your "I grew up and I loved dragons" type of statement, but he does look you up and down, look Kale up and down, and just raises an eyebrow.
I call this the bell box. It creates, and I explain the magical effect that it has when used. I don't lie about that. I think a usable artifact for something that is unfamiliar would be a fair enough trade. Yes.
Do you know what this childhood favored beast does?
Well, from what I understand, they use their wings to fly, and then they sometimes breathe fire out of their mouths.
Interesting, the statue doesn't have wings depicted.
Maybe a different type of dragon. You know, there's actually multiple types of dragons. From what I understand, there's also worms, which are like little weirdos, and then there's wyverns, who are like dispatch. And Bao just goes into a bunch of
Darling,
bullshit about dragon types.
Kale will come over and like try to take your arm and sort of pat it and be like,
Right.
"You don't have to pretend that it's for you. I know you're trying to get me a gift, and that's very sweet of you. But are you sure you want to give up your box for it?" And I'm now lying, and I will try and do some deception, which I am trained in social interactions, and I'm gonna put some effort on this.
Okay.
Don't
I
forget,
will
you still have my free.
You're trained in
asset.
all social interactions?
Just all social interactions.
Okay.
I will use the asset from Val because I am trying to save her ass.
Okay.
Get her up this pit of lies. 17.
Okay.
I'm so glad one of us rolls good.
You're just trying to buy me a present. You know I love dragons.
Yes. You certainly have the appearance of one that would like them. And he's
Yes.
looking at you very blatantly as like everything about you is obviously draconic.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. You've got like the plant horns and shit.
There's no
and
way.
claws
They're, like,
and
pressed to tuck
everything
their
and a
head
tail.
behind them. Yeah, they're like, no dragon here. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh yes, it's. I mean, obviously, it's something of great interest to me.
This is my daughter's favorite piece.
Has she tried to get it out of its case at all?
Not that I've seen, but she doesn't have the keys.
She's not drawn to it. More so than any of the other artifacts?
Well, she thinks it's pretty. She's still fairly young.
No strange dreams.
She's a child. And he's looking at you like, what kid doesn't dream weird things?
That's true.
She's a
suppose I could-
child.
Speak with her briefly?
No.
I imagine that
My
would
daughter
probably-
has nothing to do with my dealings with you, and you have nothing to do with dealings with my daughter. But this is her
That-
favorite piece, and I am reluctant to let go of it. I
That
intend
may
for it
not
to be
be
the
true,
first part of
actually.
her collection.
Interesting. When she's old enough to appreciate it, yes?
Yes.
All right. And then
Like-
Kale will sort of grab your handball and just like push your fingers around the bell box again. Like, I'm not going to worry about this one.
I am familiar with the affection children can have to things that they find interesting. I'm not going to push further than that. In that case, moving on to something a little bit more dangerous. I also find that my little entourage is interested in the box of shadows.
Oh. Those who are attracted to adventure and danger, I would see being interested in something that might kill you when you open it.
It wouldn't be the first time.
It
Not a lot.
does prove reluctance to me, for if it succeeds, then it would just be out in the open somewhere for a stranger to find. Why exactly are you interested in this thing?
I feel like Varen finally speaks up and says, "Cause I think we might have the key for it, for what's in the box." And she's kind of looking at Ball and Kale and being like, "Do I have permission to show the weird shit that she can do?" I'm assuming that's a yes.
Yeah, just subtle nod.
So she normally wears like gloves, but she undoes her gloves and rolls up her sleeves and shows the shadows gathering on her skin, coalescing in her palm.
Have you been attacked by one of these things before?
Not attacked, just embraced.
I believe this might be another case of a test of your interaction with the device once my daughter has been escorted off the property.
That would be wise. I would not like anything to happen to her.
I
As though I am confident I could handle it, but you never know with these things.
I find your group is interesting, as you claim, Captain. As this does seem to be yet another item that will hold for some time. And I'm assuming the trade is for your box of some kind? This gravity affecting thing?
I've got other things to trade if that's not as well.
It is fascinating. Not something that I would want my daughter getting a hold of, but that's what locks are for. So, I suppose we should have lunch.
Actually, perhaps while during lunch, I might be able to fill you in on some of those extra pieces of information I might be willing to trade for some more artifacts. That's quite all right.
That could be interesting, yes.
Great.
We also have other things we might be able to offer. I know you're not as interested in information, but we've come across a few things in your travel that you might find of rather great interest.
Indeed.
But we thank you for your hospitality.
Yes.
We didn't mean to presume on it, especially after our initial meeting.
Yes, your methods are something to be desired, but you are interesting figures nevertheless.
Well, we've been out in the wilds for quite some time, and we've perhaps our manners have suffered because of it.
Perhaps. Well, we shall, of course, exit the collection, and I will have the staff prepare a meal while I speak with my daughter about her latest trip out. You may make yourself comfortable in the living area only, please. So he escorts the rest of you out of the collection room. Once again, walking down the hallway with relief carved walls on them. Coming to the living area, gestures to a couple of the guards to kind of keep an eye on you still, and pokes his head around the corner into what would be the open kitchen area normally, and you can hear the slight mumble of him speaking with someone before he nods at you once before beginning to walk away.
As his back turned and the guards aren't paying attention, Kale is going to surreptitiously unhook Pico from their belt and just like slide him under the couch and be like, Pico, wake up.
What? Hi. Hello? What's up?
I found another guide and maybe an awakened dragon.
Oh, you did. Okay. Oh, where are they? Okay.
There's a man in the kitchen. He is going to go speak to his daughter. I think she might be the one. Can you follow him? He won't let me anywhere near her.
Yeah. I should be able to. I think. Yeah.
If you get a chance to speak with her, please do.
Okay.
All right. And then I'll straighten back up like I'm just sitting on the couch.
And did you explain that it was his daughter? That
Yes.
Pico's supposed. Okay,
Yeah.
You did say his daughter.
There's a
Okay,
man who's off to talk to his daughter, and she might be a dragon.
okay. So yeah, as he like gives you kind of a nod of recognition, then goes down the opposite hallway so that it's very obvious that her room is on the opposite wing from the collection.
Yeah, in case there's explosions.
I mean, it won't help if it's the level of explosion that took out the majority of the academy, but yeah.
That'll take up this whole corner.
But yeah, so Pico does move off to follow. I would
Amazing.
like a stealth roll for Pico because you do still have guards watching you. And
I wanna
Pico is
put
a
so much
shiny
effort
copper
on this.
dragon.
Yeah. I'm going to put as much effort as I can onto this one, which is 2.
Okay.
That is a 12.
Okay. So 2 levels effort, 12. Okay. You do at least get it past the guards.
Cool. Come on, Pico.
All right.
Let's go, Pico.
So,
I'm gonna
That-
do something stupid.
Amazing.
Okay.
We love it.
Do it.
I want to try to call the spirit of the statue, the dragon,
Oh, I thought you meant the god.
No. Oh, I could do that too, but one thing at a time.
Okay.
I can only be stupid so much amount of the time.
Okay, so can you read me the description of the ability?
First, you must summon a spirit. Oh, from the beginning, I can call a spirit to you and petition it to answer a few questions. First, you must summon a spirit. If it is a spirit of the dead, I must have personally known the creature, have an object that was owned by the creature, or touch the physical remains of the creature. For other spirits, you must know the spirit's full name or have a great deal of an element that the spirit is associated with. Kale would be my element.
Okay, so attempting to use Kale as the element as opposed to being in contact with and or able to even see the figure the dragon is currently embodying is going to make this a very difficult role for you to succeed in summoning the spirit, because it's essentially down the hall and in another room that you are having to attempt to psychically connect to by someone that is not connected to that one individually. So it is a difficulty 6 task to attempt to summon this spirit.
Okay.
Can I give you an asset by aiding? Like, concentrate on dragons.
You being there is what makes it a 6 instead of an 8.
That's fair.
I would put 3 levels of effort into this.
Okay.
I'm gonna look through my stuff real quick. Hold on. Shit, I don't have my sword with me. I could have used that to give me at least a little bit of a benefit. God damn it. Yeah, no, that's all I got. All right. Here we go. So it's difficulty 3. I need a 12 or higher.
A 9 or higher. 3 times 3 is 9.
Yeah, so it's I don't know numbers. You know numbers. 19.
19. You feel your consciousness reach out, and this is something that you haven't done a lot of before.
I'm also explicitly holding hands with Kale. This is my
the only spirit that you have summoned on purpose previously was the one in Varen's backyard. Because
I also summoned Varen's dad before too.
You did.
Nature spirit, you mean?
Yeah. You were kind of able to see Varen's dad because Varen's dad was already hanging out, and then you used your power to make it so that he could talk to her.
I like the phrasing of he was just hanging out dead.
Yeah, he was there.
Right.
He was there at his body. He was a ghost at his body. He hadn't been picked up yet. He was like a kid waiting for his mom. But yeah, so
what dad?
This isn't something that you're super experienced in, essentially. So you feel you're reaching out, and you know it's something that you can kind of do because you saw some of the spirits when you were in that little no-name town. You were able to summon this nature spirit previously. You have seen like ghosts and helped to connect to the ghost of Varen's father. So you feel something connect. But nothing appears. And you don't know what happened next.
That feels like it worked.
Oh. But it's not saying anything? They might still be asleep. I mean, I feel like Pico was asleep until I found him. They need their guardian to really properly wake.
So, So is it what
What?
if it's like awake, but like, and I point towards the stores. What if it's just like in a little cage going like, "Let me out! I'm a little dragon. I'm stuck."
I, I don't know. I mean, the only guide I've met in this life is Pico, and obviously, he and I are partners. So I don't know what it would be like for someone else.
Fascinating. Maybe, so
But
many.
this is what I've been looking for ages. The possibility for another dragon to be out there.
Well, if it helps, it is like a for sure, at least.
It's so good to not be alone. Yeah, actually, like one little tear slides down their cheek.
Kiko, and I give Kel a muffin.
Just the unending supply of muffins.
No, I know it's ending. We were just in a town though, which is why I have so
That's
many.
true.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will eat the grief muffin.
No. So as they are having this moment, and Fong is like watching in fascination, I'm guessing, based off of the expressions that you're making, what are the other two of you doing? Are you just settling in, or are you like investigating things? Are you witnessing the tears of a dragon? What's up? You are muted, Farron.
I want to use. Thank you. I want to use my scanning ability on that box specifically to see if there's anything else I can learn from it that perhaps the collector hasn't picked up or revealed yet.
So you wanted to use that prior to leaving the collection room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So scan. Give me an intellect roll.
Yeah.
Because it'll give you some information, but scan itself doesn't give you a lot of detailed information.
19.
19, minor effect. It is definitely an artifact. And while it has a vague familiarity to you, the general feeling, you're not sure if that's just because you both possess shadow powers or something else. And you would know from that scan that there is essentially a battle of wills when you open the box to determine whether it serves you or whether it attacks you.
And yeah, that's what I wanted to know. And so I'm going to follow and just settle in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. AKA, there is a roll to attempt to take control.
Yeah. Yeah. That is good to know.
Yeah.
I will save up my points for that for that role.
Okay. But yes, so I believe that is a good spot for us to take a little break. We will come back with what happens next. Keep in mind all the stuff that you have both done and discovered in the meantime, and we will be right back. And we're back. We got a little
Hello.
distracted. Hi, guys. Welcome back to Empyrean Wilds, episode something, where we are coming back as
Daddy.
the guy, Tapalpilco, has essentially finished
next door.
his discussion with his daughter on why she has to leave.
It was the Czech Republic, by the way.
Okay.
Nah.
Okay, that kind of makes sense for where we were trying to guess. But yeah, so Tapalpilco has gone off to talk to his daughter about why she has to leave the property for her own safety while some experiments are being done. He does not come back with her in tow because he still does not want her dealing with you guys.
With us weirdos?
Yeah, he's
With
just
the
met.
freaks?
Yeah, he's just met you guys, and you deal in dangerous shit. So he does not necessarily want his daughter associating with you.
Fair enough.
Pico has stayed behind while he walked away, so that Pico can
Amazing.
attempt to talk to her
Amazing.
without him there. So Pico also has not returned yet.
Good. Perfect.
But gradually you do have dinner, or not dinner, but lunch, and it is a cold lunch instead of a prepared lunch being served to you because it's a little early for when the next meal was going to be. But eventually he does basically get various servants to help set a table that is very obviously meant for a smaller group than you are. He lives essentially, as far as you are able to observe, alone there with his daughter, his servants, and his guards.
Sounds about right.
So they don't need a large table, despite the fact that they've got a very large house and estate. So it's a little bit of a squeeze to get everyone involved at the table. But it is eventually set for you with a variety of fresh vegetables and fruits that have been cut, some bread that has also been sliced, and cheese, and like generally kind of a table-wide charcuterie of meats and prepared foods of whatever was able to get put together. There's even a cold tossed like not salad, but like the type of like potato salad or like vegetable mixture with some sort of dressing in one of the bowls there. It does feature heavily with peppers, so a lot of them are very recognizable to you, Varen. And you can almost smell the heat from some of the sauces that are available.
Does he dine with us, or does he?
Yes.
Great. Cool. Let's keep him distracted with some sparkling conversation.
Okay. So, sparkling conversation. He sits down and does seem to be on the quieter side as he does so, and seems to be observing you guys as the servants put together food for him that he just kind of points out as he just watches the rest of you, and you are mostly left to serve yourselves.
Great. Kale seems a little distracted, but I will nudge Bal and Fong to be like, talk. Do some talking.
Have you ever considered, pets?
Your obvious attempts have not been unnoticed,
Great.
nor has the initial query from your captain. while we were out in the courtyard, been ignored. It is an interesting little beast, though I am cautious to have it around with my daughter as residents of the property. But you can make your pitch as opposed to me just ignoring you again.
Great. You're very gracious. So, Bobby Joe might not look like much right now, but I'll have you know we have encountered a full-grown Bobby Joe. Yeah, just imagine that, but like 20 times the size. I mean, who has been able to tame such a magnificent creature? I mean, this would be quite the find. You'd be the talk of the town. I mean, I know that where I come from, no one's ever tamed one of these, and you could be the first. See, look at that little face. How could you say no to that cute, darling little face?
I mean, I would imagine like the research possibilities, because unfortunately they are, some circles consider them like an invasive species. So, but like imagine like if we learned how to like counteract their venom, because they will get venomous. Bobby Joe is a little too small to be an issue right now. But imagine being the first, being the one to spearhead that research.
Okay. You can either both make a persuasion roll, or one of you can roll with an asset from the other.
I'd like to asset Varen because I feel like this is Varen's kids, so.
Okay, I will also put effort onto that asset as well, and I just need to know what pool I'm taking from.
This is intellect because you are attempting to convince him.
So, I'll actually put 2 levels of efforts onto that.
It is, I would like to note, a pleasant social interaction.
I have an inability with those, just FYI.
Yeah, so,
So
you have
that and the 2.
yeah. So the asset and the inability cancel each other out. So you've got 2 levels of effort onto it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, because I am unnerving. I rolled a 14.
14. All right. So he doesn't look completely put off, but he doesn't look convinced. And he goes, well, I'll think about it. Mostly, again, as curious as the creature is. Is it chewing on the table leg? As curious as the creature is, there is, again, one of my greatest priorities is the safety of my daughter. And I would essentially have to figure out what to do with the creature to keep it away from her. So, I will think on it, and you will be polite enough to allow me to think on it, yes?
Of course.
Yes.
Yes. That sounds agreeable to me.
Yes.
That's perfectly fair.
Evie, what was Sybil's family surname?
Oh, God.
I don't remember.
Sybil. Let me look it up. Pins. Let's see. Sybil's abilities. I think it started with a K.
Ooh, maybe?
Media?
Sybil McBibble. Family name the McBibbles.
Thanks.
Annoying.
Keenly.
Keenly.
Yeah.
They are felt keenly. All right, cool. I'm writing that down for a second. Uh,
Yeah. Sybil Keenly.
well, thank you for
And
listening to our proposals.
let me also look something else up for you. Because if you remember, Kinder's family were also research fellows.
That is true.
And Kinder was a very good friend of yours.
Yes, for quite some time.
Kinder, that was just the first name. Links.
I thought it was something like
files.
Cirrus or something cloudy.
Argyle.
Argyle.
Yeah. Kinder's either mother or grandmother, Mabel Argyle, was a famous archaeologist and researcher.
Oh, cool. Well, that is perfect.
Yeah.
So Kale's like picking away at some various vegetables, and if there's tea on the table, definitely drinking some. And then it's like, tell me, in your work, have you come across any of the research done by Mabel Argyle?
Oh, once. She's a sprightly old woman.
She's
Strong
still around, is
opinions.
she?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I'd be surprised if anything took that one down.
interesting.
Tough as
I've
iron.
never had the yes, I've never had the opportunity to meet her myself, but I was good friends with her grandchild.
Oh, that's interesting. She, I've never met someone that hasn't been to war that I would call a warhorse if I have not met her.
I think I understand what you mean.
Yes. She was, interesting. Great debates.
Oh, yes.
But we did have differing opinions as to what to do with certain discoveries. So we don't work together often,
Right.
mostly because I'm somewhat afraid of her. And I'm not ashamed to admit that.
I very much understand what you mean. I was not the sort to get myself involved in these sorts of adventures, but Argyle rather, pushed me into it. They were very eager to see what this world contained in terms of mysteries.
Kinda. That was the blue veterinarian, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Blue veterinarian. Yes. Strange. Very interesting rants. We only met once, in passing, when Mabel was sending something along with them after a dig.
Right. Do you know where Mabel is living these days?
Oh, out in Grenbune, I believe.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting.
Yes, she's, I think, gotten old enough to where the research and digs aren't quite what she'd go for anymore. Either that or whatever difficulties she had with Harper Maselli is probably what chased her out.
I imagine so. I think it was a lot of Hopper's experimentations that may have caused some of the upset at the university.
That old ninny was doing experimentations?
Well, he was very interested in collecting quite a large collection of rather dangerous devices. I don't think he had the knowledge to contain them.
It always struck me as the Academy was more of the collector than Harper. Harper,
Yes.
when I dealt with him, was more of a collector of influence.
That's probably still the case.
Yes. Well, it's a shame what happened with the Academy, but I'm led to believe that wasn't the lot of you, so...
No, they did try to pin it on us, but we weren't involved in that. We were a great distance away at the time.
Yes, your captain said that she wasn't around during that, but did assure me that you likely were not guilty of it.
No.
But what is your reason for asking after Mabel?
Oh, kinda would go on about how her studies were always involved in these dig sites and strange artifacts and kinda had not the same level of obsession as their grandmother, but was still keenly interested in anything that was unusual. So I thought you might
yes.
have heard of her, and obviously you have very similar interests.
Oh, yes. Her interests, as far as I'm aware, had more to do with the discovery of the history, whereas my interests lie somewhat in the use of the historical artifacts for the advancement of today.
So much knowledge of what these things did was lost in the time of no magic.
Yes, I studied anthropology for a while, which is where the interest began, but the devices is really what captured my attention.
They are as interesting as they are dangerous many times, I've found.
Yes, my brother, he's a little bit more of the historian. We studied together, but he's fallen in with the zealots out in Islanders, so I haven't seen him much since the last rant about the end of days coming and protections against it. That was...
What is your brother's name? I may have
month or
heard
two
some of
ago.
his writings.
Oh, Todrick Pilko?
Oh, I'm unfamiliar.
I don't believe that he would have been doing much writing about the paranoia, but I think he co-authored some general histories at some point.
It is unfortunate that it's not quite as paranoid as it may seem.
Yes. Well, please forgive me if I am reluctant to believe connections to gods. I'm somewhat, though not necessarily skeptical in their existence, more skeptical in their interest in us.
Daniel takes a big sip of tea and tries not to look at Val.
I have had the unfortunate mispleasure of interacting with at least 3 of them in my time.
So you've said, which is, again, I do believe that you believe that.
I could very well introduce you to them if you wish.
You could, of course. I do. I believe that you believe this, but my skepticism is very understandable.
Evie, is his daughter out of the house yet?
No.
I
He
will resist the stupid for now.
Yeah, he basically went and talked to her about how he was going to have to send her out with some guards away from the house for the evening, but she has not left yet. You will probably be aware of when she at least is leaving or when the discussion with Pico is done, when Pico has returned.
Uh, we've seen a great many strange things. I don't know you. It's difficult to believe them when you have not experienced them yourself, but I very much know that Ball is only speaking the truth.
Oh,
There's very little subjectivity to it.
we'll. You've seen how things are in Pollyanna. The superstition, the burnings, the little figures that they all seem to worship. I'm not particularly a believer in such methods. Superstition isn't particularly scientific, but magic neither is and is at the same time. It is and isn't. It's something that I was not able to study prior to things occurring over the past several months. But at the same time, no matter what writings and beliefs there may be from the history of gods reaching out through people, I do believe that is simply the worship of intense and powerful abilities rather than the acts of gods. We are but small, insignificant things to them.
So you believe, if I am to understand you correctly, that you are their equal?
No, I believe that I am so much not their equal that they would have as much care for my interests or acting through me or you or any of us as we would to ants.
Well, I, I find some. I have known individuals who would very much care even for an ant.
I suppose that there are those that collect them as little colonies in glass cases.
Not just. We come from Bridge, and there's plenty there who study things that others would find insignificant.
Like rats, perhaps.
Yes, that. Much from his tone of voice, you get the impression that Kinder was on the rat rant when visiting grandmother Mabel.
Sounds right. Yeah.
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 I would.
Oh, go ahead.
I find it, not even speaking from personal experience, but I find it unfair to humanity to assume that simply because one does not care for the tinier things, that everyone shares that same predilection. There are those in this world who do not care for their children, and yet here we all are, very much caring for children one way or another.
I suppose I can concede that point.
So I would not really dare to attempt to change your mind. I myself had a very skeptical look upon the world until shit happened
Isn't that how it always happens?
Yes.
Mhm.
Are you a scholar of the sorts of cycles of rise and fall of magic? Do you have any old tomes about that?
Oh, a few, though mostly they're in my possession from my attempts to make certain of the artifacts work or determine if certain things were an artifact or simply a item of history. I don't really know a great deal. That is much more my brother's line of interest. I do know that it's been, possibly somewhere between 700 and 900 years since magic was last active. The last age spanned for maybe 500 or 600 years, if I'm remembering it correctly, though I might not be.
That's roughly correct, and we're at the dawn of a new era of rising magic.
So it would be assumed, as my pretty devices have become active again, as was evidenced by them working prior to the great change upon people. That does seem to happen within the first phase of the transitions between the ages.
Still happening in a lot of cases.
Yes,
Magic doesn't trickle out evenly everywhere. There's some areas where and even here, it's not as strong as it could be just
yes.
yet.
I would suppose that it takes a few years for it to really reach its full strength, and then probably a few decades before you actually have the full range of powers that have come about. Takes several
Precisely.
generations.
Obviously, we've all been touched by magic ourselves. Glad with the
Yes,
group.
quite intensely, it would seem. Or at least for a few of you. You, and he points at Fong, look fairly normal, actually.
Thanks.
Do you have
I
like
appreciate it.
special mind powers or something? He smiles and he sounds a little joking and skeptical, but at least cheerful about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean I can well there's one thing that I can do that's kind of fun, but I don't really I can't really control it necessarily, but I can see like how people are connected, and that's kind of fun.
That isn't that just being able to read people well?
I mean, I wish I could read people well. I'd be much better at the card table if I could, but it's I don't know. It's sort of like a little deeper as far as like maybe taking a look into your past, like your history with someone.
Oh. So, like, seeing the connections of people,
Yeah.
not just
Yeah.
seeing
And kind of
that people are connected.
experiencing it a little bit. So,
Interesting.
yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And then we have aquatic body and plant dragon body and shadow contamination. So,
I've also got ghosts.
you're saying you're haunted. Ghosts exist.
Yes, but I'm also saying I seem to be able to just draw forth spirits.
Oh,
Quite scary, actually.
you missed the
Very
joke of,
terrifying.
I see dead people.
What happened?
You missed the joke of I see dead people, but have you not seen Sixth Sense? Okay, never mind.
Really, I don't know what that is. No.
Okay, never mind. But yeah, so so you're haunted, but you also draw forth other spirits. I'm curious as to how that would work. That might be quite useful in finding information at dig sites. That's interesting. I may have to actually hold on to the favor for a while then. I'm not scheduled to be at the next dig site. And he starts mumbling about when he's going to the next archaeological findings, and how useful being able to call forth spirits of the dead might be.
To be like, hey, what does this do?
Pretty much. He might just have you
Yeah.
act as a translator as far as you know.
I was asking about the tomes, especially if there's any that you can't read, because we've discovered some techniques to allow people to read things from other times.
Well, a, well, a good bit of it I have found ways to attempt to translate, but I think in one of the storage rooms I might have some of the older books, simply for the interest of the fact that they don't age the same way that paper does today.
Yes, yes.
Are these written in Old Trutian? Trutinian?
One of the versions of Old Trutinian, I believe.
I know how to read that.
I believe second to third age, somewhere around there.
If you want the Old Trutinian translated, I have an incredible affinity for languages. I currently speak 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 languages.
Fascinating. That would make speaking with the dead from various locations and speaking with spirits quite easy, wouldn't it?
It would. Some of these are not even human languages. One of them is.
What creatures have you run into that have language?
Oh, rats. And also sea serpents of some sort. The lakes of Isenbridge have sea serpents. And I started speaking to him in their language.
And everybody else just hears whistles and clicks and everything, and he just is looking at you. And there's the especially to Kale, there's just this obvious, he's not sure if he should believe you. So because he always approaches things with a very heavy level of and healthy level of skepticism, but also what?
But also we're weird. We're so weird.
You are so weird, and you're
I've sort of, ever since I was little, I've sort of just been able to pick up languages really quickly. And during our time at Islanders, wrong place, Isenbridge, we came across these creatures, and I'm not sure if the communication thing happens because of my water powers or if it's something else, but language has always been pretty easy for me.
Interesting. I mean, I've run into other polyglots before, but none that spoke non-human languages, honestly. Huh.
I tend to pursue people who speak languages I'm not aware of and learn them from them. That's how I picked up Old Trutinian. A friend of ours, my acquaintance, co-worker, drank one of the language potions and Kale mentioned, and then she read it out loud to me, and I was able to pick it up.
Interesting. Potions have never really been of much interest to me. I'm not much of a chemist But, interesting.
They come in very useful sometimes, especially anytime you find information that's written centuries ago.
True, true, true. That might be useful. Sometimes.
We do have a recipe that we might be willing to trade.
That might actually come in useful on certain circumstances when I'm getting to determine my acquisitions at a location. That I might be willing to trade for.
Excellent.
So, my daughter will be leaving probably within the hour. You had information that you wished to pass to me, or was that simply the reiteration of your connection to gods and the availability of a potion?
Part of it was the potions, yes. I'm also privy to some of those locations that you may find interesting, although that is a much higher price for that information, mostly because it interlocks with a friend of ours. There's a little bit of a hint of pain in calling Sybil a friend, but
Aw.
I've also, if it may be of interest as well, I'm not willing to part with these, but I would be willing to share in the presence for a bit while you take notes. And I pull out the gun parts. I have. This is a sort of artifact from the past, it would appear, that I have become quite acquainted with recent years. It seems to be something that Islanders has in their possession in one way or another.
Interesting. And the device does what exactly?
That it fires a projectile of arcane nature at incredible speeds, sort of like a crossbow, but better.
You really, really hurt.
Interesting.
Or
And he's looking
much,
at it
but-
very curiously.
Of course, we also have other artifacts that, while we may not be willing to part with, we could let you look into as part of that sort of trade of information, if that's something you're interested in.
Very interesting. Nice.
Oh, on these parts, I have a working version of my possession.
Oh, really?
Indeed.
We'll see about that. Interesting group. Very interesting group. Well, I'm going to make sure that the horses... Oh, not the horses. She's too young for horses. I'm going to see that the wagon cart for my daughter is seen to. You may finish as much as you wish of the food, and please attempt not to break anything or to let the creature destroy things. Thank you. But you've given me a good deal to think on as we work through our, shall we say it, brief partnership.
Thank you again for your hospitality.
So he walks off, and as he's turning the corner, you see Pico, like, scuttling around. like barely avoiding his feet, and make one more stealth roll for her.
Sounds good.
For him.
I'm gonna put some effort on this. Let's put 2.
Pico has technically been around me for longer than 24 hours. Does Pico get the free asset from my ability?
Pico is not an independent character.
No.
Gotcha.
So I put 2
Sorry,
effort on,
I
and I
tried.
rolled an 11.
Okay. So he keeps walking. One of the guards that is watching as he walks away, like, sees Pico and, like, initially jumps the same way that you would if you thought you saw a rat out of the corner of your eye, and then just stares as Pico scuttles towards you.
Cool. I will bend down and like hold out a hand so he can scuttle up easier. Up a sleeve and be hidden.
Okay. I don't think that she is. She was very excited when she saw me, though. It's hard to tell sometimes. She's not awakened, if she is.
Right.
So
Sal reached out to the guide, and they're still asleep. Very, very much so, I think. So maybe their time is not right.
possibly, I don't really know. But yeah, it's hard to tell. She's kind of young. So it might just be that she's too young for the spirit to really be awake in her, even. But I don't know.
I suppose that makes sense. It was very confusing to change even as an adult. I imagine it would be a lot stranger.
She's
She
very
was young as
curious.
she is.
She had a lot of questions. She's very curious. We should be careful when we leave. I think she might try to follow us.
Oh, probably.
She asked if she could keep me.
Oh, of course she did. Thank you. That's... I mean, it's not what we were looking for, obviously. We want someone who's awake. We can go to the glade, but finding anyone at all is useful.
Yeah. That was... I wish I could tell easier. But she's not mine, and she's not awake. If she is.
Right. I wish I could talk to her, but her father is very protective.
Yeah. You know, she has traps on her window.
To keep her from sneaking out?
No, it looked like it was to, like, stop people from, like, slipping the lock on the window.
Ah. He's a very protective father.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what to do.
So do you want Pico to stay awake and alert for when he gets back, or are you going to let Pico go back to sleep?
Pico gets about an hour after he's awoken, so I'll leave it up to him. If he wants to curl back up and go to sleep, I won't bug him, but
Okay.
if he's up for being awake for a while,
Okay, so he
maybe it'll
will
be useful.
climb up to your shoulder and just kind of perch among the leaves of your hair.
Cool. Because I think one of his knowledge specialties is like history, so maybe useful to have him awake.
Yeah. All right. So as basically the kid gets shuffled off, and there is a brief moment of T'Pol escorting her past you guys and like standing protectively between where you can see her and her being able to see you, kind of trying to body block a little bit as he walks her out. And she looks around, like leans back and is like looking past his butt at you guys and waves.
Does she actually look like his daughter?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
will
want this
wait.
to be one of those she's actually an item in his collection type of bullshit.
No,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
no, it's a very overprotective dad. That like you can see the obvious resemblance between them. The like darkly tanned skin, the same color of hair. Hers is obviously longer and more curly. But she like leans back as he's trying to usher out and like just waves at you like a curious kid.
I'm gonna SpongeBob tentacle waggle at her. Just
I
to kind of give her a little bit of something to talk about.
obviously scaled hands and flick my tail at her.
Yeah, so like excited, smiling, wide eyes as she like gets essentially pushed out the door, and you hear her going, "Dad, Dad, Dad, she's got a tentacle." You never let me hang around for the good stuff. I mean, I'm supposed to learn at some point. I mean, where? No, I. And then the door closes.
Of course.
I'm gonna take a 10-minute recovery roll between now and the food and everything.
Oh yeah.
Nice, nice.
Technically, you probably had about an hour worth among the
I'll do
eating
that
and
then.
discussions.
I think I'll do both then.
Okay. But she does get ushered away.
Oh, another fucking one.
Jeez. She does get ushered away and escorted off of the property. And he does watch to make sure that she does go. So he is outside for a little while making sure that she does indeed go instead of slipping her babysitter. Are you guys doing anything before he comes back?
All of the non-perishables are going directly into my bag.
Okay.
Food.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. You said that you could have your fill of it, so.
Yep. I'm gonna have my fill and my bag's filled too.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay.
Doing some recovery rolls.
Okay. So as
Also, depending on how long he takes, I'm gonna start switching up on my arm. I'm gonna go crab.
okay. He'll probably be outside for about 30 to 45 minutes.
I imagine it takes a while to convince her to go anywhere.
It does take a while to convince her to go anywhere, and like making sure that she gets into like the little personal cart slash like kids wagon or whatever that is going with the small beast of burden and the guards that go with her, and then watching to make sure that she doesn't sneak out of it as they leave, and watching to make sure that they actually do keep going and that she doesn't jump out while still on the road.
Since he'll probably come back after Pico's back asleep, I'll just fill him in on what I saw artifacts wise, and then specifically about the statue and that it was from Canagal, probably near the glade.
Mechanical. Okay. I just. It's just fuzzy. I don't know. It's just
Right.
fuzzy.
Yeah. It's been a long time, and it may not have been called that when you were last the guardian.
But he comes back in, notes the dragon on your shoulder, doesn't say anything about it, but does very curiously look, and then goes to retrieve either the puzzle pieces or the shadow box. Which are you guys going to test first?
Let's go with the shadow box.
Okay.
I feel like that's going to
Okay.
be more
Very,
exciting.
So,
Yeah. I did take a recovery roll, so I did recover like all of my points. So
okay. So he leaves you guys in the sitting area while he goes to retrieve it. And as he comes back, holding it in both hands carefully, shall we do this in the front? Just in case there's a little bit of a struggle. It would prevent the breaking of objects in my home.
That does seem wise, yes.
Yes. Well, as my hands are full, would you mind too terribly getting the door? So someone gets the door?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so leading you
There we go.
into the front yard and ready with the case. He's going to just set it on the ground and back up a good probably 30 to 35 feet away so that he is close enough to see, but far enough to where he's not in immediate range of it.
I'm going to create my bubble of protection around us.
Okay. Where are you guys positioning yourselves, and is it only Varen that is at the box, or all of you?
I'm going to get close enough that the bubble covers Baron.
Okay.
I'll pat Varen on the shoulder and just say, listen, you've mastered the shadows before. I know you can do it this time. Advice from a friend.
Okay.
Yay.
Nice.
So you
Nice.
get an asset.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So everyone's like a good 10 to 15 feet away as Varen goes. Okay.
Yeah. Close enough we can help if we need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the box, once more to describe it, is about 12 inches wide, long, by 7 inches deep, about yay tall. It is a deep, like, aged wood with black metal binding on it. Hinged lid and a clasp. There is no lock on the clasp. Do you open it?
First, I'm actually going to activate my resonance field,
Okay.
and to sort of as to work as a shield for me, just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
And then I kind of look towards the others and thumbs up, and I will unlock it.
Okay. As you do, shadows like smoke seep out over the edges, falling forward and then beginning to coalesce into a form. Varen, what is your deepest fear?
I feel like this is a cop out because I've played this deep fear before, but I feel like it also applies to Varen. And it is the fear of abandonment.
So as the fear coalesces, it slowly builds into this strange, shadowy form. And within the form, you are the only one of the group that sees the face of your father, who looks at you in deep disappointment. And echoing from within the void of the shadow is that same voice that you have fought against before. He left on purpose. They all leave on purpose, don't they? I could help you keep them. But he's gone. He's gone already. They'll all leave. They all do. You just need the strength to control it, the strength to keep them. Please make an intellect defense roll. Difficulty 7.
Oh, shit. Okay. In that case, I will definitely. I am trained in intellect defense.
Okay, so that brings it down to a 6.
That's a 6.
Yep.
You also gain. You are all sorry. This got real intense real fast. All of your defense rolls are eased while you are in my bubble.
Which brings it down to a 5.
You also haven't used your free asset from me for the day
Yeah.
in case you
Yes.
you want to use that as well.
I've got an asset from
I build a
Kale's,
support
but
build
it's
and I'm
for an
going to
action,
support.
and this
Yeah.
is defense.
This is
so I
defense,
don't think
yeah.
it applies for this one.
Yeah.
So are you using the asset from Bal?
Yes.
That brings it down to a 4.
All right.
That sounds doable.
That sounds doable. And then because I took that recovery roll while we were eating, I am going to put some efforts on my own.
Put a lot of effort on it.
Sounds
Yes.
like a plan.
All right. I'm going to use my cipher to re-roll that.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yep.
Luckily, I have 3 of those. I think somehow. Let's see. See, it's a level 3. Is that right?
Did you put 1 level of effort or 2?
I put 1 level of effort, so
Brought
should
it down
be-
to a 3, so that's 9 or better.
Okay, so if I rolled an 11, that counts.
Yes, it does.
Yes, yes.
So as the voice just echoes from this, and the other 3 of you are hearing it for the first time. You can hear this creature speaking to her, but you're not sure what she's seeing other than a vaguely humanoid shape made out of shadow and smoke. As the voice echoes around you, and you wrestle control of your mind and the influence of it, you see it reaching towards your neck and face, and then it stops. And it's like the shadows are pulling back from the hand that's trying to reach at you. And it shakes and trembles as it goes back to its side. Your father's face and figure fade from the illusion of the smoke. The voice also fades, though not the memory. And it kneels. The shadow box is a level 7 artifact. When the box opens, a shadow seeds out. These shadows coalesce into a form that best represents a deep fear in the subconscious of the person who opens the box. The opener must make an intellect defense roll to master the shadow, which then acts as a level 7 creature under the control for 5 rounds of the person that opened it. If the roll fails, the creature attacks the opener and anyone else around. To make matters worse, the opener spends the first round frozen in terror, doing nothing.
I'm writing all of this down.
Now, he did not give you guys the box. He is letting you experiment with it. But
That's
you have a basic understanding of how the box works.
I'm gonna keep the bubble up
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah. And from like the decent distance away where he is not in range for it to attack if it failed, he's watching curiously. He goes, Oh, well, it looks like it's going to follow you for a while.
I look up at the at Hilko and I said, "Well, it tried really hard, but unfortunately, I'm afraid that I'm kind of used to being stuck in my own mind a little bit, and I know when something is trying to play at me, and I also know, and I look over at Ball and Fong and Kale, and I said, I also know when it's lying to me, because otherwise, y'all would have left a long time ago, wouldn't y'all?
I tried.
And I'm not exactly easy to get rid of.
Not at all.
I would not leave you, Baron.
Oh, that was interesting. Have you discovered anything about it?
I turn up and it's like, it's you need a strong mind to control it. Very strong. It's going to try to form and look into your deepest part of your soul and try to figure out what you're afraid of the most. And it will try to use it against you.
I'm certain that just noticed what Joel was doing. I'm certain that not everyone would be aware of what their fear is until they experience it. But fascinating. Well, I'll have to take some notes. We will do so out here, because I don't feel like approaching that thing now that it's following you around, honestly. And the shadow has stayed kneeling, waiting for Varen's direction.
Does it speak? I mean, obviously it just did, but that's just horrible voice. Can you talk to it?
I would assume I could. What do you want to know?
Was it alive before it went in the box? Is this some sort of spirit that's been imprisoned?
I look down at the spirit and I say, were you imprisoned in the box?
The face looks up at you, and there is no voice, but you get the impression that it doesn't know.
You don't remember anything about before the box?
Hunger. You just know that it is hungry.
And do you remember if there's more of you out there? I look up at everyone. It's like, I don't know if it knows anything else more than I do at this point, but it's hungry.
Interesting.
There's a hunger, and I don't know if it's like, like the normal human type of hunger, if you catch my drift.
Right.
We can try. I pull out my second to last muffin. Here you go. And I just throw it at Farron.
I catch it and I try to hand it to the shadow in front of me.
Doesn't seem to react.
Huh.
Pause for a moment. Eat. And I hand it the muffin again.
It takes the muffin and seems to consider it for a moment before split from the top of the head down through the majority of its torso. It opens up in a wide, gaping maw and swallows the muffin whole.
Wow, that was yikes.
Yeah, like not where you would expect the mouth to be, like vertical.
Like kind of like a plant or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You ever hear those like carnivorous plants that like they open up and they eat bugs and stuff?
I almost got eaten by one of those.
Oh yeah, so that that's interesting.
Yeah. There has been no sound from the creature or its movements, even when it took and swallowed the muffin, since you saved on that defense roll.
Ooh.
See that way? They typically you burp to show appreciation for good food. It was a great muffin.
It's curious. I don't know if it is a being that was created when the box was created. I suppose it's impossible to say.
Says it doesn't know. Just knows hunger, and I turned to it and I was like, well, is there anything else that you remember that isn't the box?
Oh,
Make a roll for interacting with it. Because you are a being of shadow powers yourself, so you are more likely to be able to communicate with it than others, which I believe is the reason why guys are experimenting with it.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that is. I'm gonna use another cipher on that because that was so close to being a good roll. No, that was only a 6 that time. It was a little bit higher than my last roll, but only a 6.
You only get the impression that its awareness is consumed by hunger for what you still do not understand, because it does not seem satiated in any fashion by the muffin, and that if it had the opportunity, it would have consumed you.
I just turned to everyone's like it's a good idea that the little girl ain't here because if we couldn't control this is well, she scratches her head and she goes, this is a little bit beyond even my understanding of what it is, but it's definitely very dangerous and it was not satiated by the muffin. Who knows how long it's been hungry, if it will ever be full.
I imagine we will encounter similar things in the forest. Maybe it's good we're getting a look at this now.
Because it knows fear and it's hungry. I look at it again. Is it still like vaguely like humanoid shaped or is it?
Yeah. It is standing now because you had offered it the muffin, so it had to stand to take it and consume it. It steps closer and seems to reach for you again before dissipating into nothingness, because approximately a minute has passed.
Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming it like goes back into the box at that point.
Just seems to disappear. I would like you to roll for depletion because this is an artifact. You are rolling a d6.
D6. That is a 3.
Okay. The case closes itself and relatches.
Yeah, it's probably best to not try to open that anymore until it's absolutely necessary.
But with that, and the haunting reality of the fact that it could force any of you to face your deepest fear, let's call that a session. We are a little over on time.
Glad
Sorry.
Baron is very strong-willed.
Yeah, sorry to have tortured
been
Varen yet again.
rough.
Oh yeah, no, I legitimately, if it wasn't for all the bonuses, and she would also be like, well, if they were wanting to abandon me, they would have just left in the middle of the night. So,
We've had
So the
plenty of
fact that-
opportunities.
yeah, she was like thinking about how many times they could have just like ditched her and they didn't. So,
We'll
Yeah.
come back for you,
mhm.
always.
Yep. All right. Well, next time we will come back to Pal, probably asking you a lot of invasive questions about the experience
Yep.
to make some notes, and then working your way towards the puzzle pieces. But great session, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's
Thank you.
let's go around and do our who we are, where you can find us. While I see if I can find
Fluffy.
kitty cat, find
sounds like a
someone
Miley Dwarf.
to raid into. We will start this time with Joel.
That's me. Hello, I'm Joel. I was Bow Mistforge today, and I will be Bow Mistforge in 2 weeks in the next episode of Empyrean Wilds. I am also, very tentatively speaking, Juan Ferreira / Senor Fluffington this coming Friday in Once Upon a Reflection, which is another game that we play here. I say tentatively because summertime has arrived and I work summers, so there's a very real chance that I won't be able to make it for the next 2 months, unfortunately. I will do my best. I am also going to be playing insert character name here, Luna, in the new game. Also here, Ether Engines. I don't know what her full name is going to be, but right now we're going with Luna. There's going to be more to it. She's a moth person. She's super cool. I think I think she's also a she/her. I don't know. I know I made the character and everything about the character is made up, and I made it, but I don't know. And that's all I got going on right now. Because to be honest, I just have work has been consuming my life. So yeah, go Alina.
That's me. I'm Alina. I have been playing Kale. We are both they, them. And if you want to come check us out on Friday, I will be in the Once Upon a Reflection game playing my absolute chaos gremlin of a goblin rock star who is there to cause all the problems and steal things, as you do. That'll be this coming Friday. I also have a stream on my channel, Where Geek Comics, here on Twitch. We don't have a day yet settled for this next game. It may be next Saturday. We're not sure. But I'll also be back here in 2 weeks, once again playing Kale. Let's pass it over to Matt.
Thank you. I'm Matt. I was Fong today. You can find me everywhere as Improv and RPG. This is always such a blast. Thank y'all so much for having me. I'm pumped to find out what happens next, especially with the puzzle pieces falling together, metaphorically and literally. So I'm just jazzed, and I'll pass it over to Amanda.
Hi everyone, my name is Amanda, aka Panda Cabra, and I have been Varen Lek, the weird adept who dances with dark matter, siphons power from it as well. So you can find me most places, mostly on Discord. That's kind of where I tend to hang out nowadays, and occasionally on Blue Sky, both of them at Panda Cabra Blue Sky Social. I am also here every other Friday as part of Once Upon a Reflection, where I play the wild explorer princess known as Thorn, aka Rosa, the veterinarian, our veterinarian assistant because she is technically still unemployed in the real world. And other than that, you can just kind of find me hanging out, doing stuff. I have been very busy at work, so I just don't really have much brain time to think about things. And also, I have a kitty who keeps trying to steal my attention, and this is Milo, and he is the cutest little kitty. He's like, I don't want to be on the screen.
He's so cute.
I will pass it on back to Evie.
Thank you. I am Evie, the Disaster GM. My pronouns are she, they, or any. I don't really care. And I am the GM for our 2, soon to be 3 primary campaigns here on Altered Echo Archive, as well as our director. Sometimes I guest over on Fusca's channel as various characters in her campaigns. But May is kind of crazy for Fuz's schedule, so nothing is happening over there until the end of, or the beginning of next month-ish. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so normally you can just kind of find me hanging around here, either on our streams or on Discord, getting stuff ready for the games and everything. Very excited for the start of our new campaign, which will be a centuries post-apocalypse adventure in using the Cypher system again, with some wonderful players. Joelle is one of our players there, but we also have, if you are familiar with them, Rev Eldridge, who is a friend of the channel and is coming over as one of the players. Nikki Nerds Out, who is one of Rev's regular players in his Pathfinder campaign and is also a good friend of the channel. Very, very fun people. And a newer player that I met through a different game, Whiskey, who is, and like the entire group, great chemistry, wonderful people, gonna have so much fun. Excited to add them to the cast over here on AEA. And you never know, maybe we'll get a mix-up game of like some of this cast with some of that cast in a one-shot or a little mini-series or something at some point. You will only find out by staying tuned. So make sure that you follow, like, subscribe, hit the clicky buttons in whichever fashion you are watching us, and we will be back with our next game soon. For those of you on Twitch, stick around. We are going to raid Fusca because not a lot of people that I know are currently gaming. So that's one of the ones that's currently live. So we will see you then. Bye.